Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today we're featuring Mountain Dugong's battles. A terrific name, a terrific battler, a terrific supporter of the channel. And today he's rocking Watergun Lantern with Zweilous and Altaria in the back. So a Lantern double dragon team. And we're going to see how this team performs in the Open Great League. So gonna safe swap the Altaria. Mountain Dugong recommends me teams sometimes in my Twitch chat, and sometimes I'm like, bro, what is the safe swap? The same applies to this team. What on earth is the safe swap? Altaria and Zweilous both have some pretty hard counters, but some people aren't really prepared for Altaria, especially with like the common Lantern, Medi, Noctowl team. Not every team's going to have a Steel type or have a good Altaria answer. And he might be trying to exploit that. And he might be trying to make everybody remember Zweilous, the Forgotten Dragon, who is pretty dang good of a Pokemon. Nice little combo play here with the energy he stored earlier. Surf, gonna knock out the opposing Lantern. Excuse me, in comes the opposing Medi. Gonna win CMP. Will we see a shield come up? We will not. It's just an Ice Punch. Gonna tank that pretty easily. And we'll threaten to knock out this Medicham. What's in the back? It's a Noctowl. Noctowl gets a big farm, which is concerning. However, Zweilous, still fully healthy, can certainly tank 1. 2 would, without a doubt, KO the Zweilous. So gonna go for the body slam here. And one strength of this team is all 3 Pokemon have some very oppressive fast move damage. And I've personally kind of lost track of Noc's energy. Does he need to go for a catch here, or can he just commit to body slam? He gets a CMP. Winning charge move priority on the body slam. Bang! Barely doesn't KO, but these Dragon Breaths are going to KO the Noctowl before Altaria goes down to wing attacks. Very nicely played. Some really dynamic play from Mountain Dugong with lots of swapping and pivoting out. He's got the nice little sparkler as well on the character in-game. And next battle, here we go. Lantern into G-Fist. This is where Water Gun is really nice. I believe G-Fist... Oh, wow, they swap right away. That's interesting. So theoretically could have swapped out, but it seems like he's content maybe surfing and then going. I'm going to go Altaria. Maybe he just doesn't want to have to commit a shield. And return would certainly threaten to knock out Zweilous. Going to go for the Sky Attack. I like this play a lot before allowing Sableye to reach a potential return. And now G-Fisk will probably have to throw 2 Rock Slides. I don't know. Maybe it can do 1 Rock Slide and farm down. It's kind of tough to tell. Sky Attack coming through for some chip damage. Definitely no shield this. Rock Slide coming through. Does KO. And here is Lantern. Has to make the call here. Gonna shield. And it's just a Rock Slide bait. So a nice bait from the opponent. Gonna get off the Surf here. G-Fisk will probably be forced to shield this. Surf's up, dude. Gets a shield. Another decision here for Mountain Dugong. Going to commit his second shield. And it is the Earthquake. Good shield. And it's a Noctowl in back. And this is terrific for Lantern. Can probably just go straight Surf. Oh, actually gonna swap in the Zweilous. Now, personally, I would not have hated to see him throw something and then go. But it doesn't really matter because Lantern's still healthy enough where even if the Noctowl like doubled up here, Lantern would live a Shadow Ball. Sky Attack knocks out Zweilous. And the Lantern did double up like we predicted might happen. But perhaps he wanted to keep some energy for that G-Fisk. And so long as G-Fisk doesn't reach a Rock Slide here, should be fine. Surf takes out Noctowl. Going for the second Surf and gets it off. to knock out the Galarian Stunfisk. Very good game. Very close one. And comes away with the dub. Mountain Dugong has been one of the more active people in my Discord. If you guys didn't know, I have a Discord server. It's fairly quiet. It's fairly chill. Doesn't get a whole ton of action, but we have like casual discussions in there every other day or so maybe. And if you feel like joining, feel free to check out the link in the description. Join my Discord for free. It's a chill time. Had the terrible lead against the Shadow Venu, so swaps in Zweilous and now is met by Reggie. This is not good. However, if he lands this Dark Pulse especially, he can probably flip this matchup and get Altaria onto the Venusaur. He lands the Dark Pulse, and now suddenly it's worth the shield, because if you can flip switch, and they didn't bait you a Zap Cannon, that's even better. Might only have to go down one shield as well. And Zweilous showing how strong it can be and just how strong Dragon Breath is in general. Takes out the Reggie. I think you just let this go. Zweilous did its job. It took back switch advantage. Sludge Bomb KOs. Oh, it actually didn't KO. Weird. Wonder if they undercharged that. In comes Altaria. I think you just let this go as well, because you got to think Lantern might be good and back with a Venusaur lead, and it's a Sableye, so makes sense. Ooh. I've done the same thing. Visually it looked kind of weird. Maybe thought he had good timing there, but and opponent still has both shields. So this is tricky. Like, I guess you just commit to fast moves at this point. Yeah. Mountain Dugong committing to fast moves. They get to another foul play. Brutal. And how low was the Venusaur? Just low enough. Where the water guns take out the Shadow Venu. Lantern getting its revenge on a Pokemon that supposedly walls it. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, Water Gun, a more damage-focused fast move, rather than Vine, a more energy-focused fast move, so makes sense. It was super close, though. We've got the Medicham. Lantern does fine here, thanks to its bulk. Ever since Lantern got Surf, that was just such a massive upgrade. Before, the only water damage it could deal from charge moves was for Hydro Pump, which takes so long to get to. Gonna get off a Surf here and might dip into the Zweilous after. Surf grabs a shield, goes in Zweilous, and honestly, like, you don't necessarily need to win switch here, because both of your Pokemon can handle the Medicham. So I kind of like these decisions here to not shield the Zweilous. Opponent going for the wrong move. They should always go for Drill Run in neutral matchups. Drill Run does slightly more. Lands the Dark Pulse and still maintains switch. So this is really good. Oh boy, Bastiodon. Does get off the Dark Pulse. That's really nice. And Lantern will now be able to align itself with the Basti, and this should be pretty straightforward from here. Has energy as well. Could have timed that one better. Let in a free Smackdown, but it can be tough these days. Sometimes the game's a little choppy. It becomes tough to time visually. I remember on stream today, I think against Dunsparce, I kept letting in like free rollouts. It was bad. For some reason, rollout, I like struggle to time with my with one-turn moves. And yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Well, maybe not as straightforward as I might claim. Oh, opponent just gave up. Opponent's either lagging or they just gave up. I'm not sure which. Because how healthy was Basti? Like, could Basti have farmed down if he landed an Ice Punch? Let's see. Like, how much health did this Basti have? Not that much. Was probably fine, but, like, I wouldn't have given up if you're the opponent. I wouldn't have given up because, like, Mountain Dugong probably has to shield the Ice Punch, then take out the Medi, and then if Basti can, like, somehow take out the Altaria, the Lantern was really low, so. Don't give up until it's, like, clearly over. Lantern into Azu. Good matchup for Lantern. Backline really needs to avoid this. And I like how this time Mountain Dugong goes straight into Altaria. This makes sense. And gonna shield to make sure that he maintains switch advantage and actually shields a return. So that's really nice. I think Sableye might just be reaching the next return. Okay, now it definitely has it. So going for double Sky Attack. I like this play. Opponent doesn't bother shielding. Comes in with Azu to clean up this Altaria. Just committing to the Moonblast. Interesting. This is pretty nice. Puts Azu into like Thunderbolt range or so. Gonna let the Altaria go. Of course, come in with Lantern, and then they probably swap out. Or stay in. This makes sense as well. Chip the Lantern. Maybe they don't have an obvious answer to it. And back. Play rough. Does some good chip damage. Goes for the Thunderbolt. I'm really surprised Azu's staying in at this point. Is it like Noctowl in the back or something? It's Altaria in the back. Gonna commit here to the Thunderbolt. If this lands, I think it's game over. Because I think then you just Dragon Breath down. With Zweilous, Thunderbolt. Grabs a shield. But now it's the Dragon Breath square off. You just shield here to be safe. Because you can get off this Body Slam. And Altaria might reach another Sky Attack here. But this is going to put it low enough. Whereas Zweilous, I think, just wins this. Another move here. I think it's just a Sky Attack, right? Yeah, just a Sky Attack. And Zweilous takes down the Altaria, lives with 1 HP. Very nice. Yeah, I definitely used Zweilous a little bit more often in earlier seasons. Really solid response to Sableye, to other ghosts. Good response to Altaria, kind of neutral. Okay, so this is pretty RPS-y so far. The weird thing here is there could be a Medicham in the back, right? And then suddenly... Oh, wow. They go for the Leaf Tornado to try and get more farm. Mountain Dugong just going to completely farm down. In comes Basti. I don't think you go for Sky Attack here unless you're like purposely trying to stall the clock. You go for Moonblast because it's single resisted as opposed to double resisted. Probably could have reached 2 Moonblast, but again, like the damage is pretty marginal against the Basti. Comes in with Lantern, but this is tricky now, yeah, because there's a Medi and you have to like stay in here. Swaps in Zweilous. I like this play. Does he just sack it? Yeah, he's just going to sack it. And it's a Pup Medi. Bastiodon Victory Bell teams typically like to run Pup Medi because they're very fast move focused. They kind of take a lot of the decision making out of the game for the user. They make it pretty team composition based. And you just execute the team and just tap. So now might have to commit to a Water Gun down. You probably have to shield this, even though it's probably a pup, which is really brutal. Yeah, so annoying. You have to shield. Oh, man, I don't know if Lantern can do it. It's going to be close. Because Basti's approaching its next Stone Edge. Grabs a shield. Gets off the Surf here. It's going to be really close. Surf might not just KO, but puts Basti low, and Basti gets there. I think Mountain Dugong did let in a free smackdown there, but that's a pretty tough game to win. The opponent just has a superior team comp, even though like the lead was bad, right? It's just designed that way where I guess maybe if he had swapped the Zweilous into Vic, that could have been the win con. But again, I don't know if Vic can flip that matchup, right? If Vic can flip that matchup by like shielding and acid spraying, probably not. Probably not because it's taking some pretty heavy Dragon Breath damage. But yeah, Mountain Dugong played it logically. Unfortunately, that team, if the opponent plays it logically, they're probably going to lose because you have to, like, anticipate the Median back to beat that team. Wow, what a savage bait from the Scrafty. Going for the Sky Attack here to not have to go down a shield. Sky Attack takes out Scrafty. And what's going to enter? It's the Noctowl. So going to give up Switch here. And a Sky Attack coming through. Zweilous takes it on the chin. Going for the Dark Pulse. I like this play. Definitely going to hit harder. Same type attack bonus. Bop. Chips the Noctowl. Noctowl does barely get to another move. So gonna shield here. And now you've got a 3v1 fast break. But this Lantern is super healthy. And we see a Water Gun Lantern from Mountain Dugong. So this opposing Spark Lantern is going to be a little bit of a menace to deal with. Makes a nice catch on what's likely a Surf. And this is actually massive. This goes from being uncomfortable to being, like, very comfortable. Because now the Zweilous still has a good chunk of health where you can't really Water Gun it down. And he's going to reach a Thunderbolt here, which will put the opposing Lantern quite low. And at this point, Dragon Breath damage will certainly be enough to take care of this Lantern. Opponent knows it. I think they stop tapping for a brief moment. And Water Guns will take out the Noctowl. G to the G. G to the G. Trainer. And Mountain Dugong on the climb. Do Dugongs go climbing? I don't think so. I think they're water creatures. But right now, Mountain Dugong climbing some elo. Climbing the mountain. And response to the Umbreon with Zweilous here. This is a really good matchup for Zweilous. As long as you have a good rank 1, which Mountain Dugong does, because you can tank 2 Last Resorts. I have a pretty bad Zweilous, so my Zweilous, like, 2 Last Resorts plus the Snarls pretty much KOs. But if you have a good Zweilous, this becomes a pretty solid matchup. Was a little bit slow on the swap, so Umbreon might make this uncomfortable by, like, reaching a foul play here. But throws the Body Slam, which Umbreon should, like, barely live. And it does reach a foul play. Does he live a foul play? He's not going to take that gamble. Oh, it's a Last Resort. No, good shield. Great shield. Had to shield that. Would have KO'd. And going to get off the Dark Pulse here. Looks like he's probably only going to get off 1 move. So makes the correct play going for the Dark Pulse. Does some big damage to Noctowl. Comes in Lantern. Opponent going to probably throw a Shadow Ball and then get out of there. Shadow Ball chunks. And then it's a Medi. Goes for the chip here. I think I like this play because either you chip it or Dragon Breath start to threaten, or you get a shield and make this more comfortable for Altaria. I think you take the first, yeah. I like this decision, and it's because that's exactly why. Like, you don't know if you're going to get baited by a pup. So you shield the first because worst case it's an Ice Punch, and you know that Altaria can live an Ice Punch. Does about half health, maybe a little over half. And searching for the next one. By the way, I forgot to say in the beginning of the video, this is a longer one. I forgot to do the classic sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. But here we are. Solid lead against the Naki T. And they stay in for a moment. And they swap in a G-Fisk, and this is really good because this is where you needed to see the G-Fisk is against your Lantern. And especially behind a turn on energy. Technically behind like 3 turns since the Noctowl did a wing attack first. This is really good for Lantern. Does get baited, thought about it. Just kind of a guessing game. Like, you almost know that they're going to bait you, but you're like, what if? What if they don't bait me? Oh, goes for the catch. Is this the EQ? Altaria soaking up the EQ. Oh, man. And now the opponent is mauling. They are so beyond frustrated. And Mountain Dugong is just having the time of his life with his fluffy Sky Dragon. Throws right before the second Sky Attack. Moonblast coming through. Bang. And might be able to Water Gun this down before it gets to another move. Actually going to go for the Dragon Breath down. Perhaps got a little ahead of himself because is locked in here for a brief moment. But now you simply just swap, right? Oh no, just going to stay. Interesting. I don't know what the opponent's doing. They farmed up so much there. He could have even thrown the Body Slam. This is suddenly a little sketchy now. Oh, double nuke Medi. What? What is going on? But Lantern is, or Noctowl is dry. Noctowl has to go for a farm down. Oh, and very smart. Has the move on Zweilous Bank, so just gets the shield here simply. And then you win CMP. But oh my god, this became scary. And wins the CMP here. Jeez Louise. I think would have been simpler if maybe he had just stayed in with Lantern against, or just switched Lantern into the Medi. And then chipped it as much as possible and then just Dragon Breath everything down. But the way he did it worked out in the end and got the win. And it was more exciting, perhaps. Next opponent, HBRT. Lantern into Sableye. The whole team has play for Sableye. He's going to swap out. Oh my god, and they swap in a Lantern. Zweilous confusing the opponent. They don't know what to do. What on earth could be in back? Like a Noctowl? I don't know. What on earth is in back? You need like dark coverage. You need like normal coverage, I guess. It's probably not a fighter though. If they came in with Lantern. Unless they just mis-swapped. I'm anxious to see what it's going to be. What's going to be in back. Lantern falls to Zweilous. It's a very rough matchup for Lantern, and it is a Noctowl. So opponent, I don't know what happened there, if they just like mis-swapped. But, you know, even if they had swapped Noctowl, it's still not very comfortable for Noctowl. I bet Zweilous probably wins the even shields. Oh, and gets off the Body Slam. Jeez. This is wild. Aggressively swaps the Lantern. And this is just game over because Altaria beats both of these. Yeah, you can just let everything go here and save shields for Altaria. Shadow Ball, no problem. Gonna get off the Surf right away. And that's one thing that makes this line pretty strong, right? Is all three Pokemon have some pretty oppressive fast move pressure, but they reach their charge moves reasonably quickly as well. Lantern's going to get to Surf in 14 turns and then 13 turns. Zweilous is going to get to Body Slam in 12 turns. Altaria 15 turns for Sky Attack. So you have kind of that nice combination of oppressive fast move damage and also decent charge move pressure as well. Another 4. Oh, still has another game. Chance to go 5-0. Hello? In the comments, can Mountain Dugong go 5-0? Do you believe in the Dugong? I would think Lantern wins this with Water Gun. Because these Water Guns are really going to chunk Galv. And Lantern can take a lunge, but Galv's going to struggle to take a Surf. Aggressively swaps in Altaria. I think you just take this. Discharge, no problem. They swap in Lantern. Smart play by the opponent to have chipped the Altaria. And Moonblast gets shielded. Gonna go for the Sky Attack, which I kind of like this play. Because the opposing Lantern's approaching 100 energies. They can't really farm much more. So you get off some nice chip damage. Surf takes it out. Probably he's farmed down with Zweilous. Interesting. Comes in with his own Lantern. Oh, I kind of like this, actually. Because if if Lantern was their Altaria response, you gotta presume, well, I guess not necessarily if there's like a fighter. But there's no like Charmer, that's for sure. Oh man, they let him Dragon Breath down the Gal, a bit of a misplay there. And it's a Goon. Bro, why are you giving him the free farm? That could be costly. This is still looking kind of tough. Needs to land a body slam here, I think. And then we'll still have the shield for Lantern. Oh, it's Obstruct. Brutal. Brutal Obstruct coming in handy. Oh, man. The same thing happened to me once on stream. I shielded an Obstruct from Nick228. Shields the Night Slash. Needs to get off the surf. Oh, anticipates the catch. And now can Thunderbolt Mountain Dugong. What a play. What a play. Anticipating the catch. Oh my goodness gracious. Great game, dude. Really well played in that end game. And it secured him a 5-0. That was a really high level end game right there. Card Shark 17. Good lead. They stay in for a moment, and Reggie's swap is a little awkward, right? I think you have to, would have been nice to get off the move before potentially getting debuff, but opponent just went straight Focus Blast. And, you know, his back line can be neutral against the Noctowl, so I actually don't mind this play, just staying in completely. And he could potentially shield a Lantern, or he could just let it go. I think either makes sense. Gonna shield, gonna keep it around. And they're not gonna come in with Noctowl, so you probably want to preserve this Lantern and swap into something else, since you already know there's a Noctowl. And that's exactly what Mountain Dugong does. He swaps the Zweilous to lure out the Noctowl, and he still is gonna have that Altaria in the back for the Trevenant, and should be in a pretty good spot. Just very cleanly played here. Didn't panic, didn't like swap his Altaria or his Zweilous into the Reggie, thinking that he had to preserve the Lantern for knock. Just knew that he needed to maintain switch advantage and played a really clean game here. Waits out the clock, can water gun down. Maybe throw a move at Trev for some chip damage. Surf it or something. Go for the Thunderbolt. Maybe anticipates they're not going to shield. And now you just fast move it down. I don't know why he's staying in. I don't know why he's staying in. I think you just swap Altaria there as soon as you can. But should still be fine. Altaria is fully healthy. Can even live a Shadow Ball. So he's going to let it go. And then you just shield the next one if they even get there. G to the G. Dragon Breath OP. Dragon Breath very strong. For reference, Dragon Breath, I believe, does 4 base damage for 3 energy. So there are some common fast moves that are 1 turn of 3 base damage, 3 energy, like Lick, like Water Gun, like Tackle, newly buffed. However, Dragon Breath does an extra base damage. So it's like all of those moves, which are solid, but even better damage output. Makes Dragon Breath really strong. Here's a Core Breaker. Yikes. Oh, it's Confusion. Oh my gosh. You lucky Dugong, you. Cycle Cut Crest with Grass Knot Moonblast would be a major Core Breaker. But Confusion makes this a little bit better. Was that enough? I think so. Yeah. Good shield. Oh, yikes. Gets the attack drop, and in comes Medi. This is pretty rough. I think you just sack. I think you just take it, get off your Dark Pulse. Yep. We'll do some chip damage. And it's got to hope he's like weak to Altaria in the back, I think. Because I think you'd come in here with Lantern. Maybe you can take a Psychic and Water Gun down. Is that too bold? Oh, it's Pup Ice Punch. Wow. Pup Ice Punch. Well, at least now he knows he can take this move as well. And maybe chip the Cresselia with some energy. Gets the Water Gun down. In comes Swampert. Okay. So you simply just shield the Cresselia. Throws the Sky Attack, which will probably grab a shield. Yeah. You simply just shield here, farm all the way down, and Altaria is just going to hard wall this Swampert. Swampert needs to manifest Sludge Wave. It needs to manifest Sludge Wave to have a chance here. But no, that wasn't even enough. Just going straight Hydro. I don't think 2 Hydros is even... Oh, actually 2 Hydros is pretty close here. Hold your horses. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But doesn't Lantern have a move as well? So should be fine. Sky Attack lands. Lantern has a move. And that is a G to the G. Could have Thunderbolt BM'd, but Mountain Dugong very respectful. Very respectful. Goes for the Surf. The neutral move. And here we go. I think we got 1 or 2 more battles left in the video. As sparks are flying against Mighty Joe. Good lead. Where you want to see the G-Fisk. Water Gun's chunking away, and comes Sableye. Gonna greet with the Zweilous this time. So, like we mentioned earlier, it seems like Mountain Dugong kind of plays the Sableye safe swap differently. Maybe how he's feeling that time of day. Maybe depending on what the lead Pokemon was. Gonna throw the Dark Pulse here. Will threaten to knock out the Sableye. But it's shielded. And now you probably have to respect the return here. If it is a return... Oh, it's other foul play. Yikes. This is scary. Does Sableye reach a return here? I don't know. Body Slam. Grabs a shield. Do they actually get there? Let's see. What is it? It's a return. Wow. So Sableye flip switch, and this could be pretty bad. And it's a Trev, so I think that's going to be game. I mean, gotta give credit to the opponent, right? They played to their win con. Perhaps Altaria is the better response to Sableye. Maybe he was testing out Zweilous there. And you would think on paper, right, it makes sense. Like a Dark type would be your better response to the Ghost type. However, with Body Slam Dark Pulse, you only threaten Sableye in terms of charge moves with the Dark Pulse, which takes a little while to get to. Versus Altaria can go straight Sky Attack. You get there a little bit quicker. And you're also bulkier, where a return doesn't quite threaten to KO. A return doesn't quite threaten to KO in Altaria, but it does threaten to pretty much one-shot a Zweilous after the Shadow Claw damage. So G-Fist going to get off a Rock Slide for some chip here, and now Lantern pretty much in Seed Bomb range. Dugong knows it's over. The win streak, how many games in a row was that, though? That seemed like a lot of wins in a row. The very impressive win streak eventually comes to an end. All streaks come to an end eventually. It's inevitable. And we got one more game. Can we end on a win? It's a tough lead. Can Mountain Dugong overcome the Trev lead? Swaps Zweilous. Opponent's staying in. They don't know what to do. Eventually, they swap Vigoroth. But Zweilous should be able to get a shield advantage here because of how slow the opponent was. So they grab a shield. Gets a CMP here. So this is pretty good considering the opponent had a pretty solid answer. Will we see a shield from... Oh my gosh, we will. And he's going to go for the Dragon Breath down. Oh my gosh, he's going to try and flip switch. This is wild. The Wild West gets the farm down. Unfortunately, only going to get off a Body Slam here. I don't know if he wins this, though, because I feel like Trev up a shield probably beats Altaria. Oh, anticipates the swap. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I guess I'm... Oh, okay. Swaps the Lantern into the Trev. Maybe, oh, was trying to catch the Shadow Ball. I see, was trying to catch the Shadow Ball. Trev gets rid. Does Trev reach a Shadow Ball here? They must, right? They do. Gets the Dragon Breath down. And, yeah, is in Thunderbolt range, so... knows it's over. That was tough. That was tough. I guess if you swap the Altaria, you're in a better spot there. But hindsight's 2020. So anyway, some really fun battles there featuring Zweilous, the Forgotten Dragon from Mountain Dugong. Thanks, dude, for the submission. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Comment down below. All comments help the algorithm. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.